Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. So happy to welcome a business into the studio today called Flame Kissed Creations. We've got Allison Armentrout to thank for setting this up, and we are welcoming Diane and Jim Morial. How'd I do?
Very good.
Okay, thank you. And you started this business when?
We had a soft opening in October of 2015, and it started pretty much years ago because I was always painting and decided, well, I had a lot of what we call bisque, which is just a white piece of art that you can create and make your own, and I just wanted to share that with other people and just sit around and maybe do some painting and creating, and that's how it began.
When I think of bisque, I can remember, I used to be a kindergarten teacher, and we used to have plaster of Paris things. Mm-hmm. Am I thinking of the right kind of thing?
These are actually cast from liquid clay, which is mixed and then poured into ceramic molds. We have over 10,000 of these molds, so we have quite a big variety.
Wow.
And you fill the molds with the liquid slip. They sit for a time in there, create the form. After maybe 15, 20 minutes, it's emptied, and then you leave it sit overnight. The next morning, you open it up, take both bands off of the mold, and you have a individual piece. And then from that point, it dries, which we call greenware. After the greenware is dry to the touch, you clean the seams off because there's seams where the two parts of the mold's attach.
Sure.
And after you clean it, it goes in a kiln. Gets fired about 1925, so 1,925 degrees.
Wow.
And that continues to take the rest of the moisture out of the piece. And so then you have one of our 10,000 different molds, and we have them on the shelf for you to either paint in studio or you can take them home.
So you paint them after they've been fired?
Correct. They have to be hard.
Then do you fire them again, or do they just
dry? It depends. We have different techniques. One is the glazing, which you would paint the glaze on. That has to dry, and then it gets refired again, and that gives it a very glossy and like food-safe surface. Whereas other paints we use, like acrylics, metallics, chalks, those are put on the piece, and you can create it that day, and if it's not too big or complex, take it home. And the kids love that because they don't have to wait to get that back.
It's same day,
right,
instant
same
gratification.
Day. Yep.
So really, I could come in, and if I wanted my own customized set of dishes, I could do that?
You could. I do. I have, on top of the bisque that I create, I also buy what we call like a prefab bisque, which a lot of the local pottery studios use. And that's because, like, if somebody comes in and they want a set of 8 to do dishes or cups and bowls and plates, I'm not going to be able to pour that for you
right
on an immediate basis. So I have that on my shelf, and then that way, you can come in, glaze up 8 dishes,
fire
them for you, and the next week you will have your finished piece.
Now, what safe are these? Are these dishwasher safe, microwave safe? What? Because, I'm lazy also.
Yeah. I mean, I have put some of mine in the top shelf of the dishwasher.
Yeah?
But, I mean, like anything that's handmade, if you want to preserve it and you want it to last a little longer, I would hand wash it.
Yeah,
but they're
smarter.
Completely microwave safe. I've heated up things in them and coffee and,
How fancy is the glaze? Or is it like gold-looking stuff or what? Yeah, I saw Allison's eyes light up there. I think you want to answer that one.
Well, we have a number of foundations glazes that are just plain colors, although we've got, 60 colors probably.
A lot and they're always coming out with new ones.
But we also have a line of crystal glazes, and these glazes have little pieces of crystals, different colors and shapes and sizes in them that kind of explode when we fire them.
Really?
So you get this really neat kind of multi-dimensional look on your pieces.
Ooh.
It's very cool.
And you can't determine how something's going to explode, so everything might be just a
always
little
different.
bit different than the other
Yeah.
one. That's very cool.
So two people could paint the same piece using the same glaze, but just the way that those crystals are set on that piece, they're going to come out different.
Comes out differently. Jim, how did you get involved with this? Diane came home one day and across the dinner table said, I want to open a pottery shop. And you said, I'm all in. Is that how that went?
Not exactly, but as you know, we started off in New York, and she's been painting since she's been in her teens.
1973.
1973. And as we ended up moving to Texas, and she brought it all with us, and little by little I saw it growing in our basement to the point where I don't think she could have ever painted all of this. So she decided it's time to open up a store.
And let other people
And
paint
yes,
these.
So I retired, and I've been working harder than I ever have before.
That's right.
There's 10,000 molds. We had to purchase a commercial building to fit them all in, and that took a while. So then we found the building we wanted, which was close to our home, and it's worked out well. She's filled it up, and we're running out of room, but it's working.
Again, where are you located?
At the corner of Mount Pleasant and Cleveland Avenue. And right, it's one building over, but we own this commercial building with other renters in there, and she's right in the center of it.
Perfect. What brought you to Ohio from New York and then Texas?
Well, Jim, we originally grew up in Niagara Falls, New York. When we were just about in our 40s, he got a promotion from Goodyear. And
Goodyear brought you.
Yep, Goodyear Tire and Rubber. And we were sent to Texas for 2 years. We thought it was going to be much longer, but it was 2 years. And so when they offered us Akron area, up north again, we jumped at it.
Sure.
Yeah.
You, up until that point, had a kiln in your basement?
I did not. I didn't have my first kiln until we moved here in North Canton, and my kids actually bought it for me. It was a used one, a small one, but they bought it for me for my birthday one year.
Neat.
So maybe 15 years ago. And so then I bought more greenware from local places.
Oh, yeah, then you
because
could really take off.
Because then I could clean and fire it myself. It was a little bit less expensive that way because you didn't have to pay for the firing that someone else was doing because I was doing it in my own home. And so, yeah, that's when the collection got to be quite extensive in my basement because in ceramics or pottery, if you see something that you like on a shelf, you might not see it again.
That's right.
So, because, just depending how the owner or owners cast it, you might not see it again, or you'd have to remember to say, hey, you had this, can you pour it for me? So I would buy it thinking, okay, I've got it now, and when I'm ready, I'll be able to paint it. It just seemed like something I was going to be able to accomplish. But
Were you selling them, or did you have places in mind within your home that each of these was going to go?
Well, after I accumulated so many of these, my daughter, Christina, actually got me into doing some shows. So we did I think there was the Lake Cable Women's Group.
Oh, I know that one.
The North Canton.
That's a good one.
Yep, the North Canton Festival. Oddmall, which is...
Oh, I love Oddmall.
Yep.
Yes.
So I did that
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I did that consecutively, and so I was painting up things to sell in these shows. I wasn't so much selling the blank bisque, but I was selling what I had already made. And that proved to, be pretty, helpful. And so then, like I said, we just started looking for buildings and said this is something I always wanted to do and opened up the business.
So cool. Allison, how did you get involved?
Well, I was actually a customer. I had been going to another local place, but it was prohibitively expensive. And my Facebook feed popped this up because I was following other ceramic studios on my Facebook page. And, they always give you the sidebar, others you may be interested in.
It's scary what they know about us.
I know. But I clicked on that. It's like, wow, that's local and it's close. And so my best friend Joe and I went in and checked it out, and we stayed and we went back and we kept going back. And I'd been going,
Probably maybe a little under a year, I think it was.
Yeah, pretty regularly as a customer. And I happened to overhear the two of them talking in the back room about how they were looking for help. And they came out of the back room, and I just said, hey, if you're serious, I would love to do this. And so they hired me, and I've been there 2.5 years now.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yep.
It's really gotten to be a thing, hasn't it? Just spending an evening, just doing some, from children's birthday parties all the way to ladies' nights out, just the fellowship of sitting around and creating something. Talk about that a little bit, just the creative process.
We do. We offer party packages, and they can be either in the acrylics or the glazes. And like we do wedding showers, baby showers, team building. I have had some church groups in there. We've been to the Sanctuary, Whitewood Inn, different other businesses where it was maybe not convenient for them to come into the shop. I'll actually pack everything up and bring it there, and they can paint, in the convenience of where they're located. But a lot of people, like especially with the kids, love the idea of the birthday parties because it's something different. They get to take this little favor home that they created, and some of them do the glazing, but the majority of them do the acrylic painting. And we have a lot of fun pieces. We have all the Disney characters. We have different, like the Ice, the movie The Ice, I can't remember.
Frozen?
Frozen came out, so we have like Elsa boxes.
Oh,
and,
my goodness.
Just different Disney things that associate with different movies that have come out.
Excuse me, but isn't that licensed? So are you able to do that? That's awesome.
Yes. So some
Disney stuff would be expensive, I would think.
It is. And that's, when that's on the shelf, it is considerably more than the stuff that I cast.
Okay, well, sure.
Because you have to pay for this license.
Right.
And up till about maybe 2 years ago, I could get pretty much everything.
Wow.
Now, I guess Disney or the
Are they cracking down?
And Marvel,
yes,
they've increased their royalties. So then some of these like pottery places, aren't going to get pay for this to get the license.
But you're still able to.
I have some. Yes, I do. I have like who's the Avenger guys?
Oh yeah, we know
Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have Spider-Man. We have
Hulk.
Iron Man.
Hulk.
The Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah.
So items like that, but they all come from a place one of our vendors.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know someone at Warner Brothers. I know they're pretty sticky about all of that kind of thing.
Yes.
Everything we have, we purchase.
Yes.
So
that's right.
That
is awesome.
They have the
though.
license. So
I just say that as that's very unique to you. That is really awesome that you'd be able to do some of that stuff as well. And I would think that would be very, very popular with the kids.
And I'm constantly getting new items in that are like that.
Tell me again that number, because you said it quickly, but it was an enormous number of the casts that you have.
We have 10,000 molds.
10,000 molds.
Yes,
Or more.
Yeah. And I'm constantly buying more. I just put another order in, maybe another 30 at my local distributor, and I'm constantly getting new things as the trends change.
Sure.
So like fairy houses and gnomes and things for your garden are pretty popular.
Sure.
So, you want to make sure you have enough of those for your customers because once they've painted one, they want something different.
And some things seem particular to Ohio as well. For a while, everybody had those geese on the front porch that they would be dressing in different things. And, we're always come up with something to make out of clay.
Yeah.
It's really a unique opportunity. Tell us again your location. We're going to have to take a break here, but we want people to be able to write this down. Where to find you?
It's 8373 Cleveland Avenue Northwest in North Canton, right down the street from Fisher Foods. And before you get to the intersection of Mount Pleasant, I'm on the left side, and I have a purple sign. My colors are purple and burgundy, so you'll see my sign.
That will stand out. Flame Kissed Creations. We're going to be back with them after these words. You're listening to Our Community.